This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Roberto, and this is Digital Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And we've got a homecoming of sorts in New Jersey tonight, as Sheldon Keefe gets ready to battle again with his former team, the Maple Leafs. As head coach of the Leafs, Keefe led his team to the playoffs for 5 straight seasons, and his first season in New Jersey is going great as they sit second in the Metro. A big part of Jersey's success has been the play of their stars. But the guy who's leading the team in points right now is a bit of a surprise. Jesper Bratt has put up 37 points in 30 games this season, and in his last 12, he has scored 8 times, to go along with 10 assists. Overall, the Devils have been one of the best offensive teams in the league this year, with the second most expected goals at 5-on-5 behind only the Penguins. On the flip side, the Leafs, who had always been one of the most offensive teams under Keefe, are 31st in expected goals at 5-on-5 with Craig Berube, but they're also 4th in expected goals against. So defensively, this is a completely different team than we're used to seeing. That said, we still have to talk about the scoring, and one guy in particular. That's Mitchie Marner. He's one of Toronto's best players this season and is 4 points back of the league lead. And he's been dominant. In the last 14 games, he has 8 goals and 24 points, plus he has 11 multi-point outings. He's also leading every player in primary assists with 21, and he's doing all of that while leading all forwards in takeaways. And that's according to Money Puck with 22. You can watch the Maple Leafs and Devils right here on TSN. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We are just 16 days away from puck drop on Boxing Day in the World Juniors. And today, Canada starts the process of picking who's going to be on the ice representing home soil. And there are high expectations for the team that lost to Czechia in the quarterfinals and finished 5th at the tournament last year. It's just the second time since 2017 Canada were held off the podium. And there are already some big talking points heading into camp. Zane Parekh and Beckett Seneca, 2 top 10 picks in the 2024 draft, were initially not invited. But following injuries to Harrison Brunick and Easton Cowan, both players will get a chance to wear the Maple Leaf. And just to note, Cowan will attend camp but won't play due to precautionary reasons. Parekh has 34 points in 25 games with Saginaw so far this season, while Seneca leads Oshawa with 44 points in 26 games. Canada in previous years has relied on experience, but there are a few young guns on this team that are expected to take the stage by storm. Gavin McKenna is looking to become just the 8th 16-year-old to play for Canada in the World Juniors, and he would join a pretty spectacular list of company. Oh, you know, just Wayne Gretzky, Eric Lindros, Jason Spezza, Jay Bouwmeester, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Connor Bedard. Not a terrible list to add your name to, if I say so myself. McKenna leads the WHL with 60 points in just 30 games played this season, and is the early favorite to go first overall in the 2026 NHL draft. 2 players that could potentially go first overall in the 2025 NHL draft are Porter Martone and Matthew Schaefer, who are also in a good position to make Team Canada. Martone is 2nd in the OHL in scoring and leads the league with 33 assists. We will bring you more coverage of camp later this week. Canada kicks off their tournament Boxing Day against Finland, and you'll be able to catch all the action right here on TSN. Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And say what you will about public proposals, but there's just something about this one. Maybe it's because it's the coach. Okay, listen, I am not one for public proposals, but this is actually really adorable. Have their kid there too. He's doing a little cheeky to the audience with a ring before she knows about it. Plus her nails are done, so he's checking things off the list. This guy had it. Yeah, you know what? Approved, 10 out of 10. The knockout round at the NBA Cup is here. The quarterfinals begin tonight, and after a thrilling group stage, we are down to the final 8 teams. And kicking off the action, the Milwaukee Bucks are taking on the Orlando Magic. Giannis and the Bucks have been red hot. They have 10 wins in their last 13 games. And Giannis, fresh off of turning 30 years old, is playing some of the best basketball of his career. Coming into Tuesday, the 2-time MVP leads the NBA in points per game and sits 5th in rebounds per game. Meanwhile, the Magic, who are already without Paolo Banchero, who's sidelined with a torn oblique, have lost Franz Wagner, who is also out with the same injury. Tough luck for a team that already sits bottom 5 in the league in points. Following that game, it's a heavyweight tilt. 2 of the best teams in the West, the Mavericks, take on the Thunder. And the Mavs, like the Bucks, are absolutely red hot right now. They've won 7 straight and 11 of their last 12. Luka Doncic, who returned last week after a wrist injury, has not missed a beat. And in the 4 games he's been back, he's averaging 31 points, to go along with 10.5 rebounds and 9.5 assists. Oh yeah, and 2 triple-doubles. They're currently 2.5 games back of the Western Conference leading Thunder, who have lost just 3 times in their last 13 games. And as per usual, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been on a tear. The 26-year-old enters Monday ranked 4th in points per game, and he also leads the NBA in points scored. And you know what day it is. It's Tuesday! And hopefully we can get back to our winning ways after Mikko Rantanen failed to score last week. But 2 right picks in the last 3 weeks isn't that bad, right? We won't include the other weeks before the last 3, but if we take a 3-week scope, it looks pretty good for us. Tonight we're going with a guy who's been reliable all season long, and you can get him for plus money, drumroll please. Kirill Kaprizov, come on down, you're the next contestant on the anytime goal scorer bet. And here's why. Kirill Kaprizov comes into this one tied for 4th in the league with 17 goals. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 games and 8 in his last 11. And one more thing, before the Utah Hockey Club moved from Arizona, Kirill the Thrill loved scoring against the Coyotes. In 18 games, he had 12 goals, and that includes scoring 3 goals in his last 2 games against them. It all adds up for Kaprizov to find the back of the net tonight for us. That's it for us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 3 Eastern. No Pacific. Have a good one.